नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम क़ाल अल्लाहु तआला इन्ना हुदल्लाहि हुवल हुदा व क़ाल रसूलुल्लाहि सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम खैरुकुम मन अल्लमल क़ुरआन व अल्लमह सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम व सदक़ रसूलुहुल करीम रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली अल्लाहुम्मा अरहिमनी बिल क़ुरआनिल अज़ीम वजअल्हु ली इमामन व नूरन व हुदा व रहमतन वजअल्हु ली हुज्जतन या रब्बिल आलमीन आमीन Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. What are we going to discuss in this class? Okay, so the people who are joining me after 3-4 weeks of break, the last session we did was about verbs. Yes, yeah, some interaction, some feedback.
Yes,
So
yes.
Yes.
the verb, right? And in the verbs, we looked at introduction to fi'l madi, fi'l mudari, and then we also looked at a lot of things about them. We learned how to make the tables, and the tables in Urdu language is known as gardan, but in English language we call it conjugations. Conjugation means we have a 3 root letter verb, and we learn how to form them into different patterns. Yes?
Yes.
So after the 12 sessions of in-depth knowledge of that chapters, now we are going into another category of verbs. They are known as weak verbs. What are they known as?
Weak verbs.
Weak
Weak.
verbs. So we
Weak
learned
verbs.
the strong verbs or the normal verbs in the last 12 sessions. And in this following 6 sessions, we will continue learning about the weak verbs, applying the same rules we have already learned. Is that good? Good information so far? Like what
Yes.
we are trying to do? Okay. I'm trying to start my camera, but looks like it's not working. I don't know what happened here. I was just playing with it and it just stopped working on me. Yeah. Now, if I stop this meeting and I come back, maybe it will start working. So don't go anywhere. Can I just quickly leave the meeting and join again?
Yes. We are
Yes,
online.
inshallah.
But before I do that, I gotta make somebody a co-host. Otherwise, this meeting will end for all of you. Okay. So I see Brother Naseeb here. I'm going to make him a co-host for a second. Okay. So Brother Naseeb, you there with me?
I'm here.
I'm going to make you co-host. The meeting will continue. I will end it for myself and then I'll rejoin, inshallah. Okay. So I'm end leave meeting and assign Naseeb Ali as. Okay, I'm back. So, Brother Naseeb, if you can make me a host again, please.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Jazakallah khair. Okay, let's see if the video going to work now. Oh, Alhamdulillah, it's working. So, if I share the screen now, there you go. Is it better this way?
Yes, much better. We
At
can
least you can
see
see
your Nurani Chehra now.
Nurani Chehra. Jazakallah khair. Okay, so let's go back to our lecture. We were right here. Okay, why is it not doing my sharing now? Okay, all right. Come on, don't do this. What's going on here? Okay. All right. Okay, so we were right here. So we are talking about weak verbs. So how do we decide, or how do we get to that part that this is a weak verb or this is a strong verb or sound verbs? So if we think about the basis of number of root letters, how many root letters we have in verbs in 99%?
3.
3. But 1% there are 4 root letters. Okay, how many root letters? 4.
4.
99.9% almost are 3 root letter verbs, but there are also exist called 4 root letter verbs. So if we categorize the verbs based on the number of root letters, what kind of category we have? 3 root letters and 4 root letters. Now, what is the Arabic for 3? Salasa, right? Salasa is 3. So we
3.
call them the 3 root letter Salasi verbs. What do we call them? Salasi. Now, Ruba is the
Ruba.
number 4. Like in Arabic, we say 4, we say Ruba. So any verb which has 4 root letters is known as Rubai. What are they known as?
Rubai.
Rubai. So Salasi and Rubai. So if we count the number of root letters, we will have 2 categories: 3 root letter verbs and 4 root letter verbs. Agree? The second criteria is on the basis of tense, the time. So what we have learned, that the verbs could either be past tense or they can be
Present and future. Imperfect.
future tense. So far with me on that?
Yes.
You know, some of the noise is coming from the background. I can hear somebody working in the kitchen. Maybe they can mute themselves for now. Let's see. So I can't tell who is that person, but if you guys can mute yourself for a little bit, then maybe you can talk when you want to talk and unmute yourself. Okay. So on the basis of tense, we have 2 kind of verbs: the perfect verbs, which is Madi, and the present and future tense, which is the imperfect tense. So far with me, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on the basis of the root letters, we have Sahi Afwal or we have Ghair Sahi Afwal. And if we give them an English name, we can call them sound or we can call them unsound. Is that clear?
Yes.
So what are we looking at in this course? The Ghair Sahi Af'al. The sound one we already covered.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is the criteria of finding out what is an unsound verb? When there are three situations, if you have those situations, you can tell that this is a weak verb or unsound verb, or another name for that will be defective verb. What is it going to be? Defective verb. Okay. Now, before I get into that, let me quickly take you to the camera and let's go over some of the previous stuff we have been learning. Okay. So when we're dealing with verbs, how do we divide the verbs into Madi and Mudare?
Madare.
Yes?
Yes.
Agree? Okay. And our basic pattern for learning the verbs is Fa'ala. Everybody remembers that?
Yes.
Yes.
That Fa'ala is our basic pattern to learn everything about verbs. Yes? And when you talk about Fa'ala, you have the 3 root letters. Fa, Ain, Lam. Yes? So when you put them together, and this is the pattern of Fa'ala, then you know that this Fa is the Fa kalima. Yes? This is review, by the way.
Yes.
The letter Fa is known as the Fa kalima. Or in English, we will say the Fa letters. Yes?
Yes.
The ain is called the ain kalima, and we call it ain letter.
Ain
Right?
letter.
And the lam is the lam kalima, and we call it lam
Letter.
letter. Right? So this is the position. Position number 1, position number 2, position number 3. So far with me?
Yes.
Okay. So when we get that, we know the pattern. Then we also know that the Madi has 14 variations. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. And the Mudari also has 14 variations. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And how do we get them? Because they are attached with a noun, like a pronoun, right?
Yes.
What did that mean? When we are talking about a third person, then the gender could be male or female, yes?
Yes.
The number could be singular, dual, or plural,
Plural.
yes? So how do we make those transformations? So fa'ala is siga number 1, right? Fa'ala is number 1,
Figure
yes?
number 1.
Yes. Fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. What is the meaning of fa'ala? He did.
He did.
Now, when it's Madi, we are talking about something happened in the past. And this fa'ala is with the alif in there, right? Fa'ala, fa'ala. Fa'alu, they two male did. Fa'alu, all the male did. Yes?
Yeah.
All more than two
All did.
male did. For the female, it was fa'alat. Remember? It used to be fa'alat. Fa'alata, fa'alna. For the second person, which means you and you all, it used to be for male, fa'alta. You did. You one male did, correct? Fa'altuma, you two male did. Fa'altum, you all male did. When you want to say the same thing about you, but a female, you say fa'alti, right? Fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, right? And when you want to do it for first person, you say fa'altu, fa'alna. Agree?
Yes.
Anybody has any questions about this? Because this is just a review, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, good. So when you do Madi, you say fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna.
Fa'alna.
Yes. When you do the same pattern in Mudare, you say yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'alun,
Yaf'aluna.
taf'alu, taf'alani, yaf'alna. Okay. Taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, taf'alina, taf'alani, taf'alna. Af'alu, naf'alu. Making sense?
Yes.
Okay. So why did I show you this? Because this is what we have covered in those last 12 sessions. And this is the bare minimum you need to know about them, correct?
Yes, we did practice a lot about this.
Yes, Alhamdulillah. So
And we
any
still-
questions?
Because we applied all these.
Yes. Sisters and brothers, other than one or two people who are talking to me, because if we don't refresh our memory, the next thing I'm going to tell you, it's not going to happen. So are you guys with me? Everybody's with me so far?
Yes.
Sister Jahan, are you good?
Yes, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Brother Javed?
Alhamdulillah, yes.
Okay, good. So with this knowledge in mind, let me take you to the next step. Okay. So based on the verbs, we have two types. What are those? Sahih afal, Sahih afal, the sound ones, and the ghair Sahih afal. Follow?
Yes.
We can call them non-sound words. How do we recognize them? How do we recognize that a verb we are dealing with is a ghair sahih? Okay. If there is a Hamza, the root letters, if there is a Hamza in the root letters, then you know that this is a weak verbs. Agree?
Yes.
If there are two letters repeat in the three root letters, if two of the letters repeat, then we know that this is a unsound verb. Yeah. And did we talk about the weak letters in the previous session, that alif, waw, and ya are known as weak letters? Correct? Yeah. So if the root letters have any of these letters, alif, waw, ya, or waw, ya, then we know that this is a weak verb. So what is the criteria number one? That there is a Hamza, there is a repeat letters, and there are weak letters. Alif, waw, or ya. Okay.
Brother
So,
Abid, we will not include Hamza in weak letters. Alif, Waw, Yi, and Hamza.
No, Hamza is not a weak letter. The weak letters are three. And some people only consider waw, the letter waw and ya as the weak letters.
Okay.
Yeah. But alif is also part of the weak letters. Okay. So on the basis of the root letters, we call them sound verbs or unsound verbs. Sahih afal or ghair sahih afal. In the root letters of any verbs, on the position of fa kalima, ain kalima, or lam kalima, if there is a Hamza, we know that it is a weak verb. Agree on that?
Yes.
So what are you looking for? Hamza. And can the Hamza occur on the fa letter and the ain letter and the lam letter? Possible. Anytime you see that, you're going to tell me that this verb is a weak verb. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. The second condition is if any root letters comes twice, and I'm going to give you examples so that you know, but before I show you the example, I'm trying to create a picture in your mind that what to expect. Or any weak letter, that is ya or waw, comes, then that verb is called ghair sahih fail or unsound fail. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. So let's take a look at this. They have names, and I'm going to cover those names later, but right now just focus on the screen and see what I'm showing you. So the first category is Hamza. Yes. What are the three root letters you see? Hamza, Mim, Ra. What do we see? Can somebody repeat after me? Hamza.
Yes.
Mim, Ra.
Hamza, Mim, Ra.
Ra. So then when you have a root letter which has Hamza in it, those kind of words are known as mahmuz. What are they known as? Mahmuz. From Hamza. Now, when we remember in the previous course, when we said something is rafa, then we call it marfu. Agree?
Yes.
Is that part? Okay. So similarly, when some root letters or some verb has a Hamza, we call it mahmuz. Okay. Now, am I expecting you to memorize these names? No. But is it a good idea to remember them or recognize them? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So right now, I'm not going to focus on you to focus on the names, but try to keep it in the back of your mind that it is important to know what mahmuz mean. So anytime if I say mahmuz, you know we are dealing with a Hamza. Agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now look at this. Then we have Sin, Hamza, Lam. Agree? Now look at the next one. Qaf, Ra, Hamza. Now, in the first root letters, what is the position of Hamza?
First.
First, Fa Kalima. Agree?
Yes.
Mahmudul Fa.
Right? So I showed you those, the Ain Kalima, the Fa Kalima, the Lam Kalima for a reason. So I'm asking you to recognize that a Hamza in the root letters could occur at the Fa kalima or the Ain kalima or the Lam kalima.
Lam
And these
kalima.
are the three examples I'm showing you. Hamza, Mim, Ra. In this example, Hamza is at the Fa position. Fa kalima, mashallah. And in the Seen, Hamza, Lam, the Ain, the Hamza is at the Ain position. Agree?
Ain position.
Okay. Qaf, Ra, Hamza, the Hamza is at the Lam position. Okay. So it is basically very simple. And it's a very interesting topic. And next time when you read Quran, you will see the frequency of the unsound verbs in the Quran is very, very frequent. It is everywhere. Everywhere you will go, you will find these verbs. Understand? So once you have the knowledge of these verbs, inshallah, you will enjoy reading Quran more and you will have more understanding why certain things are a certain way. Okay, so let's go to the next level. Remember I was saying the second category is that one of the root letter will repeat. Okay, let's look the examples. So if I say salus or sulus, what is the root letter here? Sa. And what is the root letter here? Ta. Is it repeating? Do we see two root letters? Yes. So that is also the indication that if the root letters, the letter repeat itself, it is going to be a weak verb or ghair sahi afwal. Okay. Now look at the next example. Babbar.
Brother Abir, slus is not a verb, isn't it? It is 1/3. Slus is 1/3.
Yes.
1/3 will be called as a verb.
Okay. Maybe let's not go in there, but right now focus. If there are three root letters and the two of the letters repeat, that is what we are talking about right now. Yeah.
Okay.
So in this case, I'm saying that this root letter repeated twice, one in the beginning and one at the end. Okay, let's stick with that for now. We're trying to build the concept, then we'll go into the details. The second letter or the second root letter I told you, there is a double ba here, ba and ba. Yes.
Babar.
Okay, and look at this one, madad. We know madad, right? Yes. Now what happened here? The root letter had here and then at the end, fa kalima and the ain kalima. Agree?
Yes.
But is repeating in the same word, right? What happened here? Is it in the first fa letter and the ain letter?
Yes.
And look at this one. Is it the ain letter and the lam letter?
Yes.
So in these situations, when you have the root word or the root letter repeating, and it could be in any place. It could be right next to each other in the beginning, or it could be right next to each other at the end, or it could be a little bit apart. Like we have the first one, then we have the lam, and then we have the second one. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. I need to hear other people saying that they are also with me. Why can't I hear Sister Homa today? Where is Sister Homa?
Yes.
Oh, Brother Shah Abdul Sahab. Very good. So, Sister Homa, are you with us today?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, I'm listening. Thank you.
Okay, you following the thing I'm trying to tell here?
Yes.
Okay. So, when you want to identify the weak verbs, you're going to look for Hamza in the root letters. And if you find it in the fa kalima or the ain kalima or lam kalima, you know that that verb is going to be a weak verb. Yes? If you come across three root letters and two of them are repeating, then you also know that is a weak verb. Okay? The third one is called mu'attal. What is it called? Mu'attal. Mu'attal is from alil. You know? Alil is what? In Arabic and Urdu, what is the meaning of alil?
Bimar.
Bimar, sick. Yes? Or weak. So something who is
Bimar,
weak
yes,
is called mu'attal. Okay? And mu'attal means that the root letters have the weak letters in them. What are the weak letters we talked about? Wow and ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also know that
Alala.
alif is also a weak letter. Yes?
Brother, can we pronounce that mu'attal or mu'tala? Mu'tala.
Yeah, you're right. It's mu'tal.
Mhm.
Okay, it's mu'tal. Sorry, not I pronounced it wrong. Okay, so jazakallah for correcting. So look at this. Wow, ain, dal. Which is the weak letter?
Wow.
Wow.
Ain.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow is
Wow.
the weak letter, correct? And which
Yes.
position is wow here?
Ha kalama.
Ha.
Kalima. Look at this one. Ya, sin, ra. Which is the weak letter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Ha
position?
kalama.
Fa
Ha
kalima.
Kalima. MashaAllah. What is this? Qaf, wow, lam. Or
Wow.
qaf. Where is the
Ain
weak,
kalima.
where is the weak
Ha
letter?
Ain.
Ain
Ain
kalima.
kalima.
Ain kalima. Okay, mashallah. Ba, ya, ain. Where is
Ain
the
kalama.
weak
Ain
letter?
Ain kalima.
Ain kalima.
Ain
Ain
kalima. Mashallah. Then dal, ain, wow. Where
Lam
is the weak
kalima.
letter?
Lam.
Lam
In the
kalima.
lam kalima. Mashallah. And ha, dal, ya. Where is the weak
Lam
letter?
kalama.
Lam kalima.
Lam kalima.
Inshallah. So what are we doing? We are just basically identifying that these three kind of letters or verbs or these root letters, they can occur in any of the fa kalima, ain kalima or lam kalima. Doesn't matter where they appear. They can make the verb from sound to ghair sound or unsound. Is the big picture? Are you getting the big picture? What am I trying to do here?
Yes.
Yes, alhamdulillah. Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Because today my only goal is to get the understanding in our minds that what are we trying to do. And then in these 6 sessions, we will take one at a time. Like we will work on mahmuz, then we will work on mudaf, and then we will work on the mu'attal. And then these 6 sessions will go all about their details. So today, in our mind, the picture should be the moment I say unsound verbs, defective verbs, or in Arabic, if I say ghair sahi afal, you are thinking about Hamza in a root word or the root letters. You are thinking about 2 root
Alif.
letters repeating, or you are finding a weak letter in one of the root letters, and they could be at any position. It could be in the fa position, ain position, or lam position. So far, if that concept is making sense, we are
Yes.
alhamdulillah, winning already. Yeah?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Good job. Okay. So, as I said, when you have these kind of situations, Arabic grammar has a name for all of them. And we will learn them as we go along. I am just throwing at you the different things. And inshallah, by the time we finish the 6th session, we will know them in more detail. So when you have the weak letter at the fa kalima position, those kind of verbs has a name called misal. What is the name of those kind of verbs? Misal.
Misal.
Okay. When you have the weak letters at the ain kalima, the name is ajwaf. What is the name? Ajwaf.
Ajwaf.
And when you have the weak letters and the lam kalima, they are known as naqis.
Naqis.
Yes. Okay. Are they hard to remember? I don't think so, right? It's not very hard.
No, Jim. Just matter of practice.
But inshallah, practice will make you.
Misal and naqis is easy to remember.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly, because we know the meaning.
Okay. Ajwaf, maybe let's think a little funny here. Remember the Russian president Gorbachev?
Yes.
Okay, we call Ajwaf Gorbachev. How's that? Yeah. If I say Gorbachev, you know that the weak letter is Ain Kalima. He also used to have the map of the word on his head, if you remember.
Naqis.
Okay. Anyways, let's see, getting back to the lecture. Now look at this. Ra, wow, ya. Do we see the 2 weak letters right next to each other?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And lam
Very
kalama.
good. So now look at this one. Wow, qaf, ya. Do you see now there is a letter in between them, but they're far apart?
Yeah.
Ha
Okay.
and lam kalama.
So there could be a situation where they could be right next to each other, or they could be different from, or they're distant from each other. Yes. So for them, the name is lafif. What is the name for that? Lafif.
Lafif.
Now the lafif has two types. One, which is makroon. Makroon mean they are right next to each other. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And the other name is mafrook. Mafrook mean there is something in between. अगर मैं मफरूक को कहूँ फर्क, उर्दू में फर्क का क्या मतलब होता है कि they are different. Yes?
Different.
So something like that. So this is the terminology. We have mahmuz, meaning we are dealing with Hamza. We have muda'af, meaning we are dealing with two letters of same kind in the three root letters. And when we say mu'tal, we are dealing with haruf illa. Haruf illa, the weak letters, which is waw and ya, and some of the grammar also says alif is also a weak letter. So far with me?
Yes.
Yes.
So misal is the one when the weak letter is in the fa position. Ajwaf is when the weak letter is in the ain position. And naqis is when the weak letters are in the lam position. And if they are right next to each other, then they're called lafif, and they will be called lafif makroon. Or if they are in the, if there is a gap between them, they will be called mafrook. Okay.
Lafif makroon.
Yes. Now let's look at one more thing.
So, sorry, brother.
Yes, sister.
So what's the difference between that lafif, lafif, mafrook, and the misal? So that also has wow. It's like the first one, which is in misal, wow ayn dal, and the lafif also have wow qaf. Yeah. So what's the difference?
The difference? The difference is in misal, the weak letter only came once. Wow ayn dal. But look at this. Ra, wow, first weak letter, ya, the second weak letter.
Oh, so it has two. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So the difference between these is that sometimes the two weak letters can be combined in a root words. Yes, or root letters.
Yeah.
And they could be right next to each other. Like in this case, they will be called lafif makroon. And if there is a gap in between them, there is a cough in between, that will be called lafif mafrook.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Got it? Everybody is on the same page? Yes.
Mafrook.
Yes. So when we have misal, ajwaf, and naqis, then there is another terminology. If there is waw, then we call it misal wawi. What we call it?
Misal wawi.
Misal wawi. Because over here, is there waw in here?
Yes.
Yes.
So we will call it even more, another distinction, another name. We will say this verb is misal wawi.
Wawi.
Got it? Wawi mean it has a waw in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just simple terminology. Okay. And then if there is a ya in the misal, then we will call it misal yai.
Misal yai.
So far so good?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a game. If I tell you we are playing Monopoly, then you have to learn the rules of Monopoly, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So when we call ajwaf, if there is waw, then we call it ajwaf wawi, or if there is a ya, then we say ajwaf yai. Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
If we are dealing with naqis, and if there is a
Naqis
waw,
wawi, naqis yai.
naqis wawi, naqis yai. Any tension here?
No.
No,
No.
but do we have to remember these names like misal, ajwaf, naqis?
Sister Homa, for me, if you don't want to remember this, I have no problem. Okay. But these are good things to know if you really want to advance in your future, goals of learning Arabic. Yes, keep them in your vocabulary, but do you need to know 100%? Maybe not at the moment, but after 6 sessions, they may come to you naturally. Yeah. So if I say we're dealing with misal, so you will say, what is misal? Oh, in misal, the weak letters is at the fa position. This is how I put it in my head. Yes.
Yes.
And if it's a wow, it's a misal wawi. If it's a misal with the ya, then it's misal yai. Yeah. If it's mahmuz, oh Hamza, Mahmud mean Hamza. Hamza could be in the fa position, ain position, or lam position. Muda'af, it is a letter which is repeating itself. It could be right next to each other, or it could be at the end, or it could be separated by some other letter in between. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. So inshallah, we are still building our mental blocks. This is not the first time we are doing this. We will continue to do this until we are 100% comfortable with it. Agree?
Good. Yeah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So now let's not get into this takhfif and other things. I'm going to come back to it. But right now, I wanted to show you this, that now you must be asking in your mind, then why do we have to learn these weak verbs? Is anybody thinking about that?
Yes.
Then why do we have to worry about these weak verbs? Why can't we just stick with the sound ones and move on?
They don't have a same conjugation.
They don't have same what?
Same conjugation as the sound
Right,
words.
right. Brother Fahad, you're right. So Brother Fahad is saying that they do not have the same conjugation. Now, did I say the word conjugation earlier when I was showing you the review?
Yes.
What do we call
Gardan and
conjugation?
Gardan
In
and
Urdu?
conjugation.
Gardan. What is Gardan? Gardan is this. When you say fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu, fa'alat, fa'alata, fa'alna, fa'alta, fa'altuma, fa'altum, fa'alti, fa'altuma, fa'altunna, fa'altu, fa'alna. Now this is the Gardan for what? Madi, for past tense.
Yes.
Okay. Now if I give you 3 root word, za, ha, ba, can you make the Gardan of zahaba? You will say zahaba, zahaba, zahabu, zahabat, zahabata, zahabna, zahabta, zahabtuma, zahabtum, zahabti, zahabtuma, zahabtunna, zahabtu, zahabna. Now, is zahaba a sound verb or unsound verb?
Sound.
Sound.
word.
So in the sound verb, did I have to worry about any change? No. I put the zahaba into fa'ala and my conjugation did not change. You understand now?
Yes.
Think what I'm saying. The reason you have to learn the unsound verbs, because when you do the conjugation, they can change in the table. Like the 14 variations can take a different look and feel. Versus in the sound verbs, once the pattern is made, doesn't matter what are the root verbs or letters, the pattern will not change. It will always be fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. Making sense?
Yes.
Who got this point? Who understand this point, what I'm saying here?
Yes, I got it.
Brother, can you repeat it?
Okay. Why do we have to learn weak verbs? The answer is, when you are dealing with sound verbs, which is the other verbs, like where we have no Hamza, no repeat letters, and no weak letters in the root words. Are you with me on that, Brother Afzal, so far?
Yes.
Ji. Yes.
Okay. So when you don't have those situations, the pattern for all 14 conjugations stays the same always. Follow?
Correct.
But in the weak verbs, that pattern could change because of those Hamza, those repeat letters, or the weak letters. And when I show you the examples, then you will understand what I mean by that.
Sure.
So on the top level, everybody should understand this, that the reason we are learning the weak verbs, because when we do the conjugation, they could change. They could take a different path from the standard conjugation. Everybody clear on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So let me see what I can show you next. All right. So this is the conjugation for the fi'l mudari. Yafalu, yafalani. I've already shown you that. Now, in our subject, we are going to deal with mahmoos first. So today we're going to focus on mahmoos, and then in the next session, inshallah next week, we are going to repeat all this information until we get very comfortable feeling. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So let's look what we are trying to say here. We are saying that the English name for al-failul mahmoos, or the name for mahmoos in English, is hamzated verbs. What is the meaning of hamzated verbs? That there is a hamza in there.
Yes.
Okay, this is the English version they come up with. They call it hamza-ated verbs. Okay, so verbs with hamza as initial, meaning fa letter, middle ain letter, or final lam letter, they are known as al-failul mahmoos. What are they known as?
Al-failul mahmoos.
And what is the short name? Mahmoos. Short name is mahmoos, and then the long name is al-failul mahmoos. Brother Murad, are you with me?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Are you with me so far with the concept, or we are?
Yes.
If you check out, if somebody is feeling lost, stop me. We will go back, and trust me, inshallah, we're gonna say it so many times that you can even remember it in your sleep. Inshallah, you'll be dreaming about mahmoos tonight. Yes, brother Tariq. Okay. So Hamza is a consonant. Hence, it can be the initial or first radical. For example, example is akala. Have you seen this word in the Quran? Akala.
Yes.
Is the Hamza, because Hamza is also written with an alif, correct?
Yes.
But then there is haraka on it, right? So
it is also in
yes.
Surah Tabarak alladhi, Surah Mulk. Amintum man fis samai an shafa bikum al-ardha fadhiyatahu.
Jazakallah khair. Akala, meaning of akala is to eat. Yes? Is it in the fa kalima position?
Yes.
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 And do we have akhaza? Is it also in the fa position?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the meaning of akhaza is to take.
Yeah.
Now, if I ask you, is this a sound verb or unsound verb? What are you going to say?
Unsound.
Unsound. Why? Because there's mahmoos.
The Hamza.
There is a hamza there. Yes. Now, what is it? What are they saying? In the past tense conjugation, there is no change. What are they saying?
Yeah.
In the past tense conjugation, there is no change. So they're going to follow the pattern of fa'ala. Yeah. So past tense conjugation of amina is as stability below. Let's look at it. We have a word called amina. Amina, amina, aminu. Amanat, aminata, aminna. Right? Aminta, amintuma, amintum. Aminti, amintuma, amintunna. Amintu, aminna. Do we find any difference in there?
No.
No, right? That means they're saying when you're dealing with mahmoos, how do you make those conjugation? So they're saying when you have the fi'l madi conjugation for fi'l mahmoos, there is no change in the past conjugation. So far, so good?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a look at other. We have the mudare will be ya'manu, ya'manani, ya'mununa. Ta'manu, ta'manani, ya'manna. Right? Ta'manu, ta'manani, ta'manuna. Ta'minina, ta'manani, ta'manna. Amanu, na'manu, na'manu. Have you seen these words in the Quran?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, let's take more look. I want to get to this a little bit later. So let me stop it here and show you something here just to give you more into this. That what is the classification of the verb into sound and defective? Okay, defective mean ghair sahi, unsound, fail. Okay, now if you can read the Arabic, it says taqsimul faili ila sahihun wa mu'attal wa mu'tal, meaning sahi, al-failul sahi is the sound verb, is the word where the root letters are all sound. That is, they are not from the defective letter. They are not from the haruf illa. What are the haruf illa? Wow and ya. Okay, and we also know that there is the verb do not have any defective letter. Moreover, it is free of Hamza or a repeating letter or a letter being doubled. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So then look at the defective verb. The defective verb is one in which one or more of the root letters are defective. That is, they are the haruf illa. Okay. For example, in wajada, do you see the waw as a weak letter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it in the fa position?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
What about yasara? Is the ya there?
There is a ya there.
Ya there. And yakiza, do you see the ya there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are they in the fa position?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And what do we name them?
Misal.
Al-misal,
Misal ya'i.
al-misal, right? Okay. There are three defective letters, huruf illa in Arabic. Ya, waw, and alif. Have I been telling you that?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Now look at this. Nala, Sara, or Sar, Qala. Do you see the alif in the ain position?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is ajwaf. What is the name for the ain defective?
Ajwaf.
Ajwa.
Ajwaf. Right?
Ajwaf.
Gorbachev. Remember Gorbachev? Yeah. Now, khashiya, da, suru, is the waw and ya and alif in the lam kalima?
Yep.
In the lam
Yes.
position?
Yeah.
So what we call them?
Al-naqis.
An-naqisu. Yes? Now, have you seen in the Quran the word nawa?
Yep.
Tawa.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Do
Yep.
you see the waw and ya is right next to each other?
Yep.
Are they are they weak letters?
Yes.
Yes.
So what do we call them? Al-lafiful
Al-latif
makroon.
اللفيف المفروق.
Makroon. First wala, makroon. Look at this. Waw, qaf, ya, waqa, and wa'a. So over here in between, there is a difference between the waw and the ya. There is a gap because there is a letter in the middle.
Yes.
So what do we call it? Al-lafiful.
Al-latif al-mafruq.
اللفيف المفروق.
Is that making more sense now? Because now I'm repeating the same thing from different text.
Yes.
I have shown you the presentation. I have spoken about it. I have shown you on a piece of paper. And now I'm telling you from a book. So that again and again, this thing will start to sink in, inshallah. Okay. So now let's look at the rule. The Arabic verb, according to morphology, meaning when you change one verb into another one, can be classified into a sound and unsound. The sound verb is that in which all the root letters are sound, neither Hamza nor a weak letter or no doubling root letters. Isn't that what I've been telling you since the start of the class?
Yes.
So when there is no Hamza and there is no repeat root letters and there is no haruf illa, waw and ya, that verb is considered sound. If I say nasara, is nasara sound or unsound?
Sound.
Sound, because there is no Hamza, there is no repeat letters, there is no weak letters. Agree?
Yes.
So as soon as we think about unsound words, we expect to see a Hamza, or we see a weak letter, ya or waw, or we see a double letter. Agree?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, good. So now quickly look at this one here. over here we saw these things. What do we saw here? These variation, these conjugation of 3 different. Over here, the first one, the root, the Hamza in the fa kalima. Agree? Hamza, fa kalima. Over here, where is the Hamza? Ain kalima. Okay. And over here, in this one, where is the Hamza?
Lam.
Lam kalima. Have you seen the word kara'a in the Quran?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you seen the word dara'a?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen the word sa'ala?
Yes.
Yes.
Sa'ima?
Sa'ala sa'ilu bi'azabi
Now, with this knowledge, next time when you read the Quran and if you bump into one of these, you will know either it's misal, is it mahmuz, it is ajwaf, it is nakis, it is lafif makroon or lafif mafruq. Yes. Now, from understanding the Quran, does it matter to you as a normal reader? Maybe not. But as a student of the Quran and want to get intimate with the Quran and get connected with the Quran, this knowledge will put you ahead of the people. Next time you can discuss with somebody or you can understand that why is sa'ala and not something else? And what is the reason behind it? Are you with me, guys?
Yes.